So I've talked about the what of QACI and the how of QACI, but the most important ingredient all to our community is the who. The students are like-minded, they're clever, they're creative, they're curious, they're seeking challenge. They're collaborative, they're networkers, and they seek to be path makers, not path takers. In any educational environment, teachers are key. And they're probably one of the strongest elements of QACI. I'm fortunate enough in that I get to choose the teachers who work here. And I look for three things, the 3 Ps as I call them. I look for passion. The teacher has to have passion about working with young people. They've got to be good at pedagogy. They've got to be really great leaders of learning. And then you'll note I won't say teachers, because the true outcome of what we do in our classrooms is how well our students learn, and we're leaders of that. And finally, I look for teachers who've got practical credibility. In the creative areas such as music, visual art, and theatre, it's very easy to see that. My music teachers are also practicing artists. They have an insight into the industry. My theatre teachers have worked in the industry, so when they work with their students, they're providing advice and the students admire them because they know they've been there and done that. Even in a subject such as English, the teachers have credibility. They may not be published authors, but their knowledge of literature and the way they talk about it, students just hang off their words. There's a book they haven't read. But across all those 3 Ps, there's a way of working for our teachers that suits what the research would say from Professor Erica McWilliam of the type of teacher and the type of learning that suits a creative student. So whilst McWilliam has 3 types of teachers, the sage on the stage, the guide on the side, the type of teacher we focus on here at QACI is the meddler in the middle. And Professor McWilliam would talk about that person as being with their sleeves rolled up, in there and working with the students. They're the critical friend, they're the authentic evaluator. They're going to let the student make mistakes and make the learning come through those mistakes. They're not going to be the teacher who says that's a beautiful drawing, let's put it on the fridge. They'll be the teacher that'll sit with that student and ask them what they can do to improve. And that sits really naturally well with the student who is creative. So we aim for our classrooms to focus on that meddler in the middle, which is high interactivity and high responsibility for learning that is shared by both the teacher and the student. When we talk about learning at the Academy, we talk about the QACI effective learner, which is our student, and it's the qualities for them to maximise the ability they've got and the ability to maximise their interaction with the teacher, because it is a shared partnership. So my dream for QACI is it will be what the iPhone is to communication. It'll be that to education. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at the iPhone, it has 2 main components. It has a component which is not on the surface, but is really important. That's the important to connect with the world, to access data, to connect with the internet, to be able to make phone calls and texts and emails. So in QACI, to me, that is the International Baccalaureate curriculum. It is the strong backbone of what we do that will allow students to connect all over the world. But that's not enough. People love their iPhone. And why they love their iPhone is because they emotionally connect with it. So what is it that makes them emotionally connect with a piece of technology? And it's the fact that it can be personalised to suit each individual's personality, their goals and where they're heading. They can download apps, their iTunes library, their photo library. It becomes very personal and very individualised. And my dream for QACI is the students' experience is exactly like that. That they pull in different experiences and have opportunities that basically composes their educational journey. And so when they're involved at QACI, it's an emotional connection, and it shows through commitment. And so students will feel about QACI the same way people feel about their iPhone. Ever talk to someone who's lost their iPhone and it's like they've lost a member of the family because there's so much of them invested in it. So my dream for QACI as part of broad educational vision is that it'll be as innovative as the iPhone has been, but it'll keep evolving just like the iPhone. Because our kids' education needs to keep ahead of a faster moving target. Education traditionally is a very slow evolving industry. But our kids aren't evolving that slow. Their lives are changing rapidly, their stimulation is changing rapidly, and our goal at QACI is to try and keep as close to where they're headed as possible, just like an iPhone. Every kid wants the latest iPhone. So that's what we seek to do at QACI.